Oh, let's crack with that door, see what these things are worth. Same machine. Same. I could try 40,000 different machines and wouldn't hit. Ricardo. You talking to Ricardo? Oh. Oh. 135 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 35, 35. You get 35. Going to be 7 of high. Going to be 37 of high. Going to be 37.50 and half 43. Going to be 42 and a half. You get 2 and a half. 45, 47 and a half. 47 and a half. 50 and half 2 and a half. Bit of a 2 and a half. You get 2 and a half. 5 and 55 and half 3 and half 5 and 53. You get 5 and a half. 53. You get 5 here. 53 and half 5 and half 7 and 55. Going to be 7 how 8 here. Going to be 8 and 8 and 9 here. Going to be 9. You get 9 60 and 9 here. Going to be 60 and 9 there 60 and 55. Going to be 60 there. Going to be 9 60 here. That's 159. On 2. $120. 122 and a half, and 20, you get 2 and a half, 25, 27 and a half, going to be 32 and a half, half 5, and half 35, you give out 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37.50, and 37 and a half, 43, you're going to be 42 and a half, you get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, 42.50, and 42 and a half, bit of a 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, you get 42 and a half, here's on 140, calf X, 140. Yes, sir. 50 and a half, 5, and 55, and 55. You give out 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here. 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and now 62 and a half. You get 2 and a half, bit of a 1. And you get 1, has you get 1, 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 $1 here, Chris. 160 on 20. 'Yes, sir. 35 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 35, 35 here. 5 here. 7 and a half and 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half. Going to be 7 and a half. Going to be 37 and a half, 40 and half 40. You get 2 and a half. Bit of a 2 and a half, 5 and 45 here. 45 here. 45, 45, 45, 45, 45 and 45 here. You're going to be 45. You get 45. You get 45. You get 45 here. Chris, 142 and a half, 13. 52 and a half, 52 and a half, you get 2 and a half, bit of a 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, you get 5, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57, 50, and 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 57 and a half here, Chris, 155, 20. Outside, Antone. There you go. Oh. Oh. Don't look. Unless you're short. What's the stories? 6 and 7 years old. They're 5 months pregnant. 2,000. 2,100, yeah, 21, and 20, and 21, 21, 2,100, 1, 2, 2, 3, and half 3, and half 4, 5, and 25, 600, here, 6, 7, and 7, and 7, 7, 800, 9, 9, and 3, and 3,000, 1, and 3,100, here, now 2, 2, and 3,200, 2, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 3,300, and 2, and 300, here, Chris, 3,200 on 3, 3,200. 5 by 7, 5 and 6 years old, 5 to 7 months bred. They're good little black cows. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100, 21, 200, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5 and 25, 600 and 25, 2,600, 5, 6 now 7 and 6, 7, 7, 7, 800, 900, 850, now 9 and now 9, 950 and now 3,000, 3,000, 3,050 and 31 and 31, 31, 31 and a half, 1 half and 2 and 32 and a half, 2 and a half. 2 and a half, 3, and 3,300, 33 and a half, 33 and a half, 4, and 34, 34 and a half, going to be 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 34.50, and 34 and a half here, Chris, 3,400 on 3, 3,400. Open cows here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57, 50, and 57 and a half, going to be 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half here, Chris, 155, 4X, 3X. The contacts aren't in this morning, I apologize, so the numbers are a little hard to see. Just okay. $55, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, oh, the Bred, I'm sorry, Ricardo. 6-year-old cows. They're 5 and 6 months bred, 2,500. 25, 2,500, 25, 25, and 25, 27, 7, 7, 7, going to be 27, going to be 27, 50, and 2,600, and 25, going to be 2,600, 7, and 7, 7, 8, 27, 7, 7, 7, going to be 28, and 9, going to be 9, 29, 50, and 9, and 9, going to get 900, going to get 900, 900, 900, 900, 9, here going to be 900, sold, 28 and a half, Chris, 3. Four-year-olds. Old cows are 4 months bred. 2,000. 2,100 and 2,100, 200, 1, 2, 2, 3, and 23, 3, and 23, 3, and 4, 4, 5, and 2,600, 550, and 25, 25, 600, here now 6, and 25, going to be 2,600, 5, 6, and 25, going to be 2,600, 5, going to be 26, S, 2550, put them on number 7. A little bit quicker. Two and 3-year-olds. You get $2. $2.05 and $2.05 to get 5 and 5 here. 5 and 5 going to be 10 and 15 and 20 and 225, 25, 25, 30 to get 35, 35, 45, 40 and 45 going to be 45, 50 and 55, 50 to get 50 and 45, 59, 59, 50, 50 and 50, 50 there to get 50, to get 50, to get 50 here. Chris 245, 7X. Come from that taco truck? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I won't be in there very long. Oh, $1.50. $1.55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60 and 55, 60 there, 60, 60 and 55, 60 to go here, 60 and 55, 60, G-Bet 60, 55, 60, S, 155, put on number 9. X. Thank you. $1.50. $1.55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 5 here down 70, 175 and 75, 80, 80, you give 80 here, 75, 80 and 75, good to be 80 here, 75, good to be 80, you give 80, good to be 85, 85 and 90, 190, 190, Antone, 185. Did you get any rain, Antone? Did you get any rain, Ricardo? Won't rain at my house. 120. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 5 here, 30, and 25, 30 here, 5, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 35 here, 40, and 40, 40, 40, 40, 35, 43, 40, 40, 40 here, Ricardo, 135. White tippy tail. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 27, 7, 7, 7, 7, going to be 27, 20, 30, and 30, now 30, now 30, now 30 here, but 32 and a half, and 32 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 35, 37, 7, 7, 40, 40, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 45, 45, 45, 45 here, Antone, 142 and a half. 55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 3 years old, now 60, now 5, now 70, now 5, 83, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, 85, 90 here, 190, 85, going to be 190, 85, 90 here, 190 here, D, 185, 110. Got you started.
Okay.
$1. 105 and 105 here. Good 105. To get 5. 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 105. 105. 105. 105. $105 a pound. Good to be 110. Good to be 110. Bit of a 10. 15. Good to be 110. Bit of a 15. Good to be 110. Bit of a 15. Jerry 9. What about you? 115. Sold 110. S1. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 7 and a half, 30, 2 and a half, 35, 7 and a half, 42 and a half, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, and 53, 50, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55 here, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half here, Jerry, 155, 2. Still starts at 9.
Hey, come on,
10. I wish it started at 9. 4 years old, $1. 105 and 105 here. Going to be 105. Going to get 5. Going to get 5. Going to get 5. Going to get 5 and 5 here. 10. Going to be 105. Going to be 105. Going to be 105. $1.55 here. 10 here. Going to be 110 and 15 and 20 and 21, 25 here. 25, 30. Going to get 30 and 30 and 35, 35, 35, 40. $1.45. Going to get 45, 50 and 50. Going to get 50. Going to get 50. Going to get 50 and 5 and 55, 60 and 65. Going to get 70 and 75 here. 75. Give 80 there. 80 here. Going to be 180 and 75. Give 80 there. 80 here. So 175. Chris 8X. Old cow, 4 months bred. Crippled. 120. 125. Yeah, 25 and 25, 25, 25, 35, 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. Going to be 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half. Going to be 40. Going to get 2 and a half. Going to get 45, 47 and a half, 50 and 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. Going to get 2 and a half, 5 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 and 55 here. 5 here. Cabinets 152 and a half, 5. How many cows we got today? That's it. 35 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 40 and 2 and a half, 45, 7 and a half, 50 and 50, you get 50, you get 50 and 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, 5 and 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 60 and 2 and a half, good with 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 172 and a half, 72 and a half, 5 and 77 and a half, good with 80 and 2 and a half, good with 85 here, good with 85, 85, 85, 87 and a half, good with 87 and 90 and 92 and a half, good with 92 and a half, 5 and 95 here, 95, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, $2 and 97 and a half, good with 3, good here, Chris, 197.50, 4X, 3X. This week and next week. Pretty much. Maybe we'll shut down. Yep. Dollar bill, 105 and 105. It'll get 5. 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 105, 105, 105 and 105. It'll get 5 and 10. Going to be 110. It'll get 15. Going to be 120 and 5 and 25, 25, 25 here. 30 and 30. Both out. 30 and 5 and 35, 40. It'll get 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 40 and 35, 40. It'll get 40. It'll get 40. It'll get 40 here. S 135 3. How old? How old? 3. Little swollen jaw. $1.50. $1.05 and 105. It'll get 5 and 5 here. Going to be 110, but 10 and 20, 120, 120, 120, 125 and 25. It'll get 30. It'll get 5. It'll get 40. It'll get 5. It'll get 45. You get 45, 50 and now 5 and 55, 60, 160 and 55, 60 there. 5, 60. Chris, 155, 8X. One by 8. 1 year's 8 months bred. $1,000. 10, 1100. You 10, 11. You 10, 11, 10, 10, 11, 10, 11, 11, 10, 100, 11, 1100, 1100, 1100, 1100, 1100, 1,000, 11, 12, and 12 and 13, we get 13, 14, 14, we get 14, 15, and 1500, 15, we get 15, we get 15, 1500, 15 guys be done here, 1500, 1600, 1600, 16 you guys are out, 1600, 16 got him, 15, 16 half, 16 and a half, 16 and a half, 16 and a half, 17, 17 and a half. 17 and a half. She's saying no. He's saying yes. 1,800. 18 and a half. 18 and a half. I feel like I'm at home. 18 and a half. She's saying no. He's saying yes. 18 and a half. Feels like home. 1,850. Sold. 1,800. Jesus. Jesus. Oh, gosh. It's usually the other way around at them pig sales. He's like, no. $1.35 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half. Going to be 40. You're going to get 2 and a half. You're going to get 45, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50 and a half, 50 and 2 and a half. You're going to get 2 and a half, 5 and 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a 60 and a half, 62 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half, 5 and 65 and 65 and 65. $5. You're going to get 5. You're going to get 5 here. Cavness 162 and a half. Do it again. Put up on number 5, 3. 8 by 5. 10-5. No good bag. 135. 135, 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 42 and a half, 42 and a half, 45, 45 here, 45, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and 50, and half, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 5, 55, 57 and a half, 7 to 60, and now 62 and a half, 5, and 67 and a half, 70, now 5, going to be 85, 90, and 5, $2. $2 a pound. Did you see your bag? Sold 195, Chris. Nothing. Three-year-old. $2. $2.05 and $2.05. We get 5 and 5 here. 5 and 5 here. Not 10 here. Going to be 10 and 20 and 20 now 30 and 30 40. We get 40. We get 50 60 260 270 265 and 65 and 65 70 now 275 and 75 75 80 there. 80. We get 280 Brad 280 and 75 give 80 there. 80 here. Sold 275. Jerry on number 3. Prag. $2. 4 and open. $2.05 and $2.05. We get 5 and 5 here. 5 and 5 here. Going to be 205 and 205. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 205 and 205 here. Jerry bid 205. 205. Chris $2. 8x. $125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25 here. $1 pound, 105, and 105. Going to be 10, going to be 15, going to be 20 and a half, 5, going to be 30, going to get 30 and 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 255, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 here. 505, going to be 35 here. Canvas 132 and a half, 5. How big are they? Heifer. 2-year-old. 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, out the gate, 255, and 55 here, 60, 5, 65, 70, and 275, 75, 75, 75, 80 there, 5 here, 85, 85, 85 here, 85, 90, 295, and 95 here, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95 here, Chris, 290, 7X. There is a big old extra large cow. Holstein Angus. $2. $1.50. Don't move your hand. 152 and a half, and 52 and a half, 52 and a 5, and 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and now 63, 7 and a half, 67 and a half, 60, and 57 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, going to be 60 here, Cabinets 157 and a half, 10. $135, and 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7, 2-year-old, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 40, and half, 40, 40, 40, we get 40, we get 40 and a half, 5, 45, 50 and a half, 5, and now 65, and 65, and 65 here, top row, you're all out, 165, 75, and 75 here, 175 here, 175, and Tone, 170. Checker. As much money as he made, he don't care. 50 cents a pound. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, 70, 55, group of 80, 55, group of 90, 55, and a dollar 5, group of 105 and 10, group of 110, 15, 110, 15, and 10 and 15 here, 110, 15 here, group of 110, 15 here, so 110, put on S, 110.
Don't look, Paula. Come on, like mine, I can't check like crude oil. Yours? I just look it up like a minute. Which one? Dollar, over a dollar, wasn't it? Or $100 a barrel? Where are all these people from?
135, and 35, you give out 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 40, you're going to get 2 and a half, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, and half, 52 and a half, you're going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 52 and a half, 5, and 52 and a half, you give out 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 5 here, 5 here, D, 152 and a half. 1. 35, and 35, you give out 35, 35, 35, 35, 7 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 40, you're going to get 2 and a half, 45, 45, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, and half, 50, 50, 50, you're going to get 50, you're going to get 50, 58 and a 9, and 50, and 152 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and now 2 and a half, you're going to get 2 and a half, 5, and has a good 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 67, 50, and 67 and a half here, half here, so 165, Chris, 13.
Huh? Did you? 120?
All thin guys are all hard. They're all going to go 50 cents a pound. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, 70 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 80, 85, 85 here, 85, 90, and 90 here, 85, 90 here, 5, and 95 here, $1, $1 pound here, $1 pound here, $1.05 here, 5 here, out of here, 105, and 10, and 10 here, 110 here, and 15, and 10 and 15 here, 110 and 15 here, 110, 15 here, 110, 1. Here's Abe's. There's a Gabe's right here, 152.50, and 52 and a half, and 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, and 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57, 50, and 57 and 60, and now 60 here, 7 and a half, going to be 60 here, 7 and a half, going to be 60, and now 60 here, 60 here, that's 157 and a half on number 5. Here comes Andrews. 2 by 4 to 1 by 3, 1,500. 15 and a half here, have a half here, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2000 here, 2, and 2000 here, 19, 2, and 2000, and 2000, going to get 2000, going to be 2000, going to be 19, 2, and 2100, and 21, 1, 2, 21, 2, and 2200 here, 1, 2, 2200 here, 1, going to get 2, Jesus, 2100. 6, 7-year-old cows are short bred. 2 months bred. They got a baby inside of them. 2,000. 2,100, 2,100, 21, and 21, and 22, and 2, and 3, we get 3 and 400, and 23 and a half, going to be 23 and a half, 24 and a half, going to be 24 and a half, 5, and 25, 50, and 25 and a half, going to be 25 and a half, 600, here, 5 and a half, 2,600, and 26 and a half, here, half here, going to be 2650, and 26 and a half, here, half, 7, and 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 7, now 7, and 2,700, and 7, and 27, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 700, going to be 2,700 here, Chris, 26 and a half on 3.
Hang on 1 second, okay?
6 and 7 years old guys are 2 months, 2 and 3, 4 months bred. 2,000. 2,100, 2 to 4 months, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 2,100, 1, 2, 2, 3, and 3 and a half, 4, 500, 600, and 25, 50, and 25 and a half, 600, 5 and a half, going to be 26 and a half, half here, 26 and a half, and a half here, half here, going to be 26 and a half, and 26 and a half here, 50, half here, so about 2,600 on Ricardo. Older cows are going to be 2 and 3 months. 2 to 5 months. 2,000. 2,100, 2,100, 1, and 2,100, 1, you give 1, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, and 2,100, 2, and 21, 1, yeah, and 21, 200, and 22 and a half, and 22 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 3, and 23, 3, and 23, 3, and 22 and a half, 3, and 23, 3, and 23, 3 and a half, and 23 and a half, half here, going to be 2354, and 2,400, and 2,400, 4 and 2,400, 4 here, S, 23 and a half, 17. Say it again. 10-year-old cows are 5 months. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 100, 2, 3, and 3, and 4, 5, and 25, 6, and 26, 7, and 7, and 7 of 800, 7 half, and 7 half, 7 half, 800, 8 and a half, 850, and 28 and a half, 8 and a half, going to be 28 and a half, 2,800, 7. These cows all empty. 7 to 10, they're open. They're empty. 135, 35, you give out 35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 45, 45, 55, 55, and 55, 55, 2 and a half, and 52 and a half, you give out 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57, 60, and half, 62 and a half, 2 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 67, 50, and 67 and a half here, and half 70, and half 72 and a half, going to be 72 and a half, 5, and 75, 750, 77 and a half, 70, 50, and 77 and a half here, going to be 77 and a half here, now 80, and how 80, you give 80 there, going to be 80, going to be 81, 80, and how 80 there, 80 here, 80 here, so 177.50. Chris, do it again. 13. I'll go, guys. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 27, going to be 27.50, and 27 and 30, going to get 32 and a half, going to be 3 and a half, 5, and 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 40 and a half, 40, did you get 40, and half, 40, 40, going to get 40, going to get 40, going to be 40, going to get 40, going to be 40, 140, and 40, 40 there, going to get 40, going to get 40, and half, 40 here, Jerry, 137 and a half on 2, 137.50. Yellow. Worst of the worst. If she's crippled just a little bit, leave her on there. Here's somebody's little project. Daughter pound, 105, 105, they're all going to go, 105, and daughter 5, and 105, you get 5, 5, you get 5, 10, going to be 110, going to be 10, 110, 15, and hand 20 here, 21, 25 here, 25, 25, 30, and hand 30, you get 30, hand 25, 7 and a hand, 7 and a hand, 30, you get 30, going to be 30, hand 2 and a hand, going to be 2 and a hand, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, you get 35, and 37 and a hand, 37 and a hand, 37 and a hand, 37, 50, and hand 40, 40, you get 40, you get 42 and a half, you get 2 and a half, going to be 250, and 42 and a half here, half here, 40, you get 2 and a half here, Jerry, 140 on 5.
Jerry, 5.
You missed him, Andy. Huh? What did he say? One's an open, $3. $3 now 5, and $3 5, we get 5, 5, and 3, we get 3, and 3, we get 3, and 3, 255, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 5, 70, 275, and 75, give 80, 5, 80, 90, here, 290, 85, 95, and 95, 3, we get 3, and 95, we get 3, and 95, going to be 300, and 95, we get 3, and 95, and 3 here, Chris, 295, 7X. Red Angus, $3. $3 5, and $3 5, we get 5 and 5 and 5 and 5 and 5 and 5 and hand 10, and hand 10, going to be 10 and 15, and 20, and 325, 25, 30, we get 3, 30, and 30, and 30, and 25, we get 330, and 25, we get 30, 25, we get 30, 25, and hand 30, 25, we get 30, and half 5, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, we get 335, and 335 here, 5 here, 335 here, Jerry, 330, 11. I think they're already checked open, aren't they? 11, yep. Three and 4 year olds. $2. $2 5, and $2 5, we get 5 and 5 and 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, going to be 205, and 2 and 5, 5 here, 5 here, 175, and 75, 75, 80, and 85 here, 85, 85, 85, 90 here, 190 here, 85, 90, yes I do, 85, 90, 85, 90 here, 190, 5, and 95 here, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, now 2, and 95 to get 2, 95 to get 2 here, D, 195, 10. Cows and Coney bulls. Good. Who is that? Okay. 135, and 35, you give out 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 35, 37 and a half, 7 and 40, you give 40 and a 40 and a 40, and 42 and a half, you give 2 and a half, 45, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, and 2 and a half, you give 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and down 2 and a half, you give 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 62 and a half here, Jerry, 162. 160, Jerry, too. 160, yeah. Sounds like I'm saying 162. Yeah, I know you are. Uno más vacas.
Hey, go. Hey.
I wish I could speak fluent Spanish. $1.50. Boy's getting around and doing good.
Already selling.
No. Dollar. 50 cents a pound. 60, 70, 80. Did you get 75, 80, 5, 90, 5, dollar, 5, 105. Chris, $1, 14. 8-year-old, 135, and 35, you give out 35, 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 750, and 37 and a half, going to be 40, going to be 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, and 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and now 63, 7 and a half, 60, and 7 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, going to be 160, here, so 157 and a half, Jerry, 2. I'm glad all those people with all them cameras didn't video that last one. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, they're outside, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah. Here's a bred cow. 10 by 5. She's a little bit crippled. 2100 and 21. Yeah, 2100. Where then here? 135 and 35, 37 and a half, 42 and a half, 45, 47 and a half, 50 and 2 and a half, 5 and 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and 60 and now 60 here, 7 and 60, 2 and a half and 2 and a half, 5. How's it get 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half. Going to be 67.50 and 67 and a half here, half here, Cavernous 165 on number 5. 7 years and 6 months, 2100. 21 and 2100. 1, 2, now 3, 4, 500, 6 here, and 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 800, 8, 900, and 9, 3, and 3000, 1, and 30 down 200, 1, 2, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 4, and 33, 4, and 33, 4, and 3400, and half 4, you get 5, and 3500 here, half 5, and 3550, and 35 6 here, 5 6 and a half here, 37, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 700, going to be 3700, and 3700, now 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 here, going to be 3700. So 36 and a half. You have to remind me. WW. Heifer 35 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 37 and a half, 7 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 and a half, half 40 and half 40. You get 2 and a half, 5 and 47 and a half, 50 and 2 and a half, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and 60 and 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half, 5 and you get about 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half. Going to be 67 and a half here, 67 and a half here. Here's Cavernous 165 straight away. How much you give, Antone? You got wheat? He's got some wheat. 50. 55, 60, and now 5, you get 60, and 55, 60, 65, now you get about 70, you get 70, now 5, go to be 80, you get 5, go to be 90, you get 5, and $90, $1, 5, go to be 105, and 10, go to be 110, 15, 20, and 21, 21, 20, not 20, and 20, 23, go to be 20, 23, go to be 120 here, S, 115, 3. $1. 2-year-old, $5, 105, and 105, you get 5, you get 5, and 5, here, go to be 105, and 10, go to be 10, 15, go to be 20, you get 5, go to be 30, you get 5, you get 40, you get 5, you get 50, you get 5, go to be 60, now 5, and 70, you get 5, go to be 80, you get 5, go to be 90, now 2, and $2.05, and 2 and 5, and 10, go to be 2, 10, 15, 20, and 225, 25, 25, 30, you get 230, and 25, 30, 25, you get 35, and 235, 40, 245, go to be 245, 50, 250, 245, 50, and 45, you get 50, 45, you get 50, 45, 50 here. Sold 245. Jerry 11. Was she open? I don't know if I've ever missed one. $150 100. She's special. 5-year-old. $55, and 55, and 55, 55, 60, and 55, 60, 55, 60, 50, 65, and 70, 70, now 70, and 65, 70 here, now 5, 70, now 5, you get 75, 75, 75, 75, and 75 here, 175 here, 175 sold, 170, and Tone. Who'd you have? Kyle. 21. Straight. $0.50 a pound. $0.30 a pound. 35, 40, 45, 50. 50 cents a pound. 55. 55. John, you're out. 60. 65. 70. 70 cents a pound. S 65 1.
Very full or loaded or very full or something. Maybe I'll leave that.
55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 60, and down 2.5, 5, 5, and 65, and 5 here, S, 162 and a half, 2.
Did you go to the game? Did you go Saturday's game? Me and Chachi went to the Friday game. Yeah, Friday, yeah. The boys are good, fast, and aggressive.
Steer, 175. 175, yes, 75, 5 here, 175, 75, 75, 75, 80, and 75, 85, 85, 85, 85, and 90, 190, 85, 90, 85, 90, 190, 87 and a half, now 90, and 2 and a half, get 2 and a half, group 90, get 2 and a half, group 90, get 2 and a half here, S, 190, 13. Another steer, $1.50. $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 5 here, 60, 5, 75, and 75, give 85, 85, 90, 95, get 95 and 2, group of 2 to 5, group of 2, 5 and 10, group of 2, 110, 15, and 20, and 20 by 20, 5, and 20 by 30, and 2, 35, 2, 35, 40, and 40, 40, 240, and 35, 40, 40, 35, but 40, 30, 45, group of 2, 45, 50, and 250, and 250, 50, 50, 50, here, Chris, 245 on 99.
Chris 99.
One by five, kind of hard breather. $1.50. $1.60, $70, $1.80, $90, $2, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $2.70, $2.60, $70. Terry, $2.60 on 9.
Terry 9.
Didn't she sold pretty good? Did she sell pretty good?
That'll be 105, and 105 here, good 105, 85, 85, 85, house high 5 here, 105, 85, 85, 85, 10, good to be 110, 15, 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 20, now 5, and 25, 25, 30, 30, 30, 30, you get 30, and 25, 30 here, 5, 30 here, 5, you get 30, Chris, 125, 14.
Chris 14.
So Brian got 2
$1.50. $1.52.5 and 52.5, group 2.5, group 2.5, group 2.5, 152.50 and 52.5 here, $1.52.5 here, 25 and 25 30 and 25 30 and 25 30 and 25 group 30 30 30 30 30 group 30 30 here, Doug 125 5x.
Doug 5X.
Yeah. Yeah. She's open. Yeah.
She's open. $2. 205 and 205 outside 510 and down 10 15 20 and 25 here 25 30 we get 235 and 35 40 we get 45 45 245 and 45 here 45 45 45 45 45 we get 45 here Chris 240 3x.
Chris 3X.
Here comes the Bakers, guys. They should be bred. They're out of Pinner cows and bred back to Conley Angus bulls. Be some hybrid suckers. Pinner on Conley. Five and 6 year old cows are 6 months bred. 3,000. 3,100 and 31 and 3,100 here 1 2 and 2 3 and 33 34 here 34 5 35 37 and 3,600 and 35 going to be 600 here 35 600 and 35 going to be 67 and 7 7 7 7 800 and 38 9 9 going to be 39 going to be 38 9 9 4 and 4,000 here 1 and 4,100 here now half 1 and 4150 and 41 going to be 2 going to be 2 and a half going to be 2 and a half 3 and 43 and a half 43 and a half 4350 and 40 going to be 3 and a half going to be 43 and a half 4350 and 43 and a half here, half here, half here. So about 4,300. Chris 3.
So Chris 3.
5-year-old cows. They're 7 and 8 months bred, guys. They're back on them Pinner cows, bred at Conley Angus bulls. 3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 3,100, 3,100, 1, 1, 2, and 32, 3, and 33, 34 here, 34 to 5 here, 35, 7, and 37, 38, 37, 8, 9, and 39, 4,000 here, 1, and 41, 2, 1, 2, 3, 42, 50, and 42 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, 42, 50, and 40 down, 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, 42, 50, and 40, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 42 and a half, 3, and 43, good to be 3, and 2 and a half, 43, and 43 to get 3, and 43 to get 3, and 43 to get 3, 2 and a half, 4,300 to get 3. Sold him 42 and a half. Carl Kroner. Mr. Baker, thank you, sir. How old is this little old pair? 5-year-old pair, 3,500. 35 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 35, 3,500 and 35 and 3,500. Even to get 3,500. Even to get 3,500. Even to get 3,500. Going to be 3,500 and 3,500 here. Now 3,000 and 3,100 and 3,100 here. 1, 2, 2, 3. Even to get 33. Now 4 and 34 here. 33, 34, 33, 34. We're going to be 33. Even to get 4 and 33. Even to get 4. We're going to be 33. Even to get 4. We're going to be 33. Even to get 4. We're going to be 33. Even to get 400 and 33, 34, 33, 34, 5 and 35. And 3,500 here, 5 here, 5 here, going to be 3,500 and 3,500 here, 5 here, 5 here. Chris, 3,400 on nothing.
Chris straight.
Still can't put Kip in there, can you? I don't know. How old, Ricardo? 2-year-old. 2,000. 22.50 and 22 and a half and 22 and a half, 25, 25, 27 and a half, going to be 3,000. Now one and 3,100 and 3,100 one and 31 one. Give two 31 and 3,200 and 31 3. We get 33 4 and 34 5 and 35 35 3,500 3,500 and 34 5 600 and 35 6 7 and 37. We get 37. We get 37. We get 37. Going to be 800 and 30 now 8 now 9 and now 9. You get 9 3,900 and now 9. We get 39 now 9. Going to be 39. Going to be 39. Going to be 39. Going to be 38 now 9 and 3,900. Going to be 38. We get 900. Sold a pair 3,800 WW2. Look at the bag on this cow. 3,500. 6-year-old cow. She can raise you 4 or 5 of them. 35. 35 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 and 3,500 here. 35 and 3,500 here. 3,000, 3,100 and 31 here. 1, 2, 3 and 33. We get 34 now 5 and 35, 35, 35, 34 now 500 here. 5 here. 600 and 36, 7, 7, 7, 7 of 800 and 37 of 8 now 9. You get 9, 38 now 9 and 3,900 here. We get 900 here. We get 9 here. Sold 3,800 WW2. 6-year-old 2,000, 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 100 100 here 2,100 and 2 and 2,100 3 and 3 we get 4 and 24 5 here 5 here 2,500 600 and 25 6 7 and 7 7 7 7 7 half 8 here 800 here 7 800 and 27 give 8 and 27 800 here 9 and 9 you get 9 and 29 now 3 and 3,000 going to get 3,000. Going to be 25. Going to get 3,000. Going to be 25. Going to get 3,000. Going to get 3. Sold 2,900 WW2. 6-year-old family, 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 here. We get 2 now 3 now 4 now 5 here 600 and 6 7 now 7 7 800 here 8 2,800 now 9 and now 9 3,000. We get 31 and 3,100 here 1 here Johnstown 31 and 31 2 1 3 and 33 34 here 33 34 now 5 here 600 and 36 7 and 37 now 7 of 800 here 8 now 9 and now 9 you get 9 30 here go to 900 now 38 now 9 and 30 here, good to be 900, good to be 9, good to be 999, 3,800, WW2, 3,800. Look at that super baldy at her side. Little bull calf and a heifer. 2 bull calves. 3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 3,100, 8 and 9-year-old, 3,100, and 3,100, 3,000, 1, and 3,100, 2, and 31, 1, 2, 3,200, and 31, 1, 2, 3, and 33, 4, and 33, 4, and 33, 4, and 3,400, and 33, 4, and 33, 404, now 5, and 3,600, and 35, going to be 600, 35, 6, and 35, 600, here, going to be 35, going to be 3,600, here, going to be 35, going to be 36, so 3,500 WW2. Guess that cow lost a calf, guys. Man called me this morning, said she lost a calf. She's still just a little bit nervous, I guess. $1 pound. 105 and $100 here, good to 105, you get 5, you get 5, you get 5, you get 5, 105, 105 and $100 here, good to 105, you get 75 cents a pound. 75 cents a pound. 80 cents a pound. $90. $1 a pound. $1 Terry bid. Sold 90 S1. Lost that jackpot. 10 by 5, 2100, 21, and 2100, one, and 2100, 1, 200, and 21, 3, and 3, we get 4 here, 500, 600, and 26, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, and 26, 7, and 7, 7, what about half, 650, and now 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 750, and 27 and a half here, half here, going to be 27 and a half here, soldier 2700, WW.
straight.
5-year-old cow here. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 30, and 25, we get 30, and 25, we get 30, 25, we get 30, and 25, going to be 30, we get 30, and 25, now 30, now 5, and 35, 40, we get 45, going to be 45, 5 here, 50, and 50, now 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, jigga 5, 50, now 5 here, 5, jigga 5, now 5, and 50, now 5 here, Jerry, 150 on 5.
Sorry, I didn't notice it. That was a Jerry 5.
I got you and George on the cheap sale. Me and George. Put you on the back, put George out in the front. I texted Clay the other day. I said, I don't want to be scrambling looking for ringing right before the sale. I said, you pay these guys $500, right, and I get a couple guys that I like to work with. He goes, sure. So, 6-year-old. 155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and 55, 57 and 7 and 7 and 60, and now 62 and a hand, and 2 and 5, 65, 65, 7 and 7 and 7 and 750, 70, and now 75, 75, give 83, going to be 85, 85 and 90, going to be 5, and 95 and 2, going to be 2, and now 2, going to be 195, going to get 205, and 205, going to get 5, going to get 5 here, Chris, $2, 3X.
Chris 3X.
130. 135, and 35, you go about 35, 35, 35, 35 here, 40, and 35, 40, 40, 40, going to be 35, you get 40, 35, 40, now 5 here, 45, you get 5, 45, now 5, 50, $1.50, now 50, and 45, you get 50, you get 50, 45, 50, now 50, you get 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 50 here, S, 145, 3.
S3.
120, 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 5 here, 5 here, 120, now 5, and 20, now 5 here, 30, we get 30, now 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, he's out, 32.50, and 32 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 32 and a half, 5, and 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 40, and half, 40, 40, we get 40, 40 and a half, 40, 140, and 40, 42 and a half, and 42 and a half, we get 2 and a half, good to be 40, we get 2 and a half here, 42 and a half here, S, 140 on 3. 6X by 7, 2100, and 21, and 2100, here, 2, 102, we get 3, and 4, 5, and 26, 7, and 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 700, and 26, 7, spinner, and tone, 26, 7, and 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 7, now 8, and 2800, here, 8, now 7, now 8, and 2800, here, 8, here, WW, 2700. What is she? 3 years and 8 months. 2 years and 8 months. She got younger. 2100 and 21 and 2100. 1, 2, 3, and 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7, now 8, now 9, and now 3, and 3000, 3, and 25, 3, and 25, 3, and 25, 3000, going to be 25, 3000, now 1, and 31, and 3100, 1, here, going to be 3100, and 3100, 2, and 30, now 2, going to be 31, 2, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, she's pretty nice, and 4, and 33, 4, now 5, and 3500, here 600, and 35, going to be 3600, here 35, going to be 6, so 3500, how's it go? I can't hear a word you're saying. Cerber, gotcha. 6 years, she's 8 months. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 1, 2, 3, 3, and 3, 4, 5, 600, and 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 800, 800, and 27, going to be 2,800, and now 9, and 900, going to be 909, 3,000, going to be 3,000, going to be 3,000, going to be 3, and 25, going to be 3, and 25, going to be 3,000, going to be 25, going to be 3,000, WW 2,900. Old cow here, 35, and 35, you give out 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 40, and 40, and 2 and a half, 45, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and now 62 and a half, good with 2 and a half, 5, 65, and $65, 5, 5 and a half, 5 here, $65, 5 here, S, 162 and a half, 3.
Said S3.
2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 1, 21, 203, and 3, 4, and 2,500, 6, and 45, 6, 7, 7, 809, 9, 3, and 3,000, and 25, 3,000, going to be 25, 3,000, going to be 25, 3, and 25, 3, and 25, 3, WW 2,900. One by 8, 25. 25, 2,500, 5, and 25, 25, 25, 25, and 2,500, 750, and 27, 7, 3,000. Now you get 3, now 1, and 31, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, going to be 3,200, and 3,200, 1, 2. What about you, Cerberus? 3,200, 31, 2, 31, give 2. So 3,100, Ricardo. Sell her for 90 cents a pound. 6 years and 7 months, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 100, 1, 2, and 22, and 22, 2, 3, and 3, 400, 5, and 25, 500, 5 here, half 4, and half 5, and 2,500 here, 600, and 25, 50, now 6, and 26 and a half here, and a half, 26 and a half here, 7, and 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 27.50, and now 8, 2,800, and 2,800, 8 here, 8 here, WW 27.50. 2 years old at 250 and 255 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60 and 260 pound here, 5, 60 here, 5, going to be 60 Jerry, 255, 11, Bred.
Jerry 11 and Tiger.
Jerry, do you hope she is or isn't? Usually them ugly ones turn up pregnant. Oh, yeah? Black bull. Six years right there, 35, and 35, you give out 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 120, 122 and a half, 5, and 25, 25, 7 and a half, 35, 5, and 35, 35, 40, 45, going to be 145, going to be 145, and 45, 45, 45, 45, Jerry, 140, on 5, 140.
Jerry 5.
Got any groups today or all singles? No sorters?
Yeah, I got you one.
Huh. Say to give $1.20 for it.
That's $2.20.
$1.20 you said earlier. How old? 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 250, and 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 225, 230, 225, give 30, 225, give 30, 5, 235, 40, 240, both guys are out, 240, Jerry out, 240. We'll do it. Ricardo, 235 on 2. 135 and 35. You give out 37 and a half, 37 and a half. Going to be 40 and 2 and a half, 45, 47 and a half, 50 and 2 and a half, 5 and 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60 and 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half, 5 and zig about, and zig about, zig about, zig about 3, 5, 65 and 3, 5, 7 and 67 here. 5 going to be 7 here. 5 going to be 67 here. Jerry 165 2.
Hi, Jerry, too. Do you hear me, Mariah? Yeah, we got steak. Okay, you bet. Ward's coming back a little.
What's it down? It did. Maybe it'll close on a high, on a green. She's got what? Little zipper tag. 135 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, 135, 140, 135, 140, 135, 40 and 40 and 35, 40. You get 40, you get 45, 45, 45, 50. $1.50. You get 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55. Sold 150. D1 150. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25 here. Dollar 105, and dollar 5 and 10, going to be 110, 15, and 15, 20, now 5, and 25, 25, 30, and 35, going to be 35, 40, 145, and 45, 42 and a half, 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, and dollar 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, 155, now 60, 155, 60. Was she at 8 by 8? She's 8 months. How come you guys didn't say anything? You did? I can't hear or see. Going to be 165, 70, 5, 80, 5, 185. 185. She's 8 months bred. 185. Sold her 180 and tone. 25.
Antonio, 25.
That'll be 105 and 105 here. Good 105. We get 5. 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 105. 105. 105. Outside 5 and 105 and 105. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. 5. 10. Going to be 110. 15. 20 and 21. 21. 21. 21. 20. 120 and 21. 20. Going to be 20. 20. Going to be 120 here. So 115. Cavaness X. I don't know what she's talking about.
Okay.
Where's it at that you love?
Some Catholic church in Edmond. Maybe Paula wants to go. We got a benefit auction at some Edmond Catholic church for the school. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, going to be 60, you're going to get 2 and a half, 5, and you get about 7 and a half, 70, 170, 170, 170, 172 and a half, 72, 5, and 75, 80, and now 80, 75, 80, 75, 80, so 175, Kyle, straight,
Kyle,
21, pin them all together.
Kyle, 21, and you can pin them together.
That'll be 105 and 105 and 105. It'll get 5 and 5, 105, it'll get 5, it'll get 5, it'll get 5 and 10. Going to be 110. Now 15, 20 and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 30. It'll get 30. Now 35 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35. It'll get 35. Going to be 35. It'll get 35. It'll get 35. Here's on 132 and a half. S3. She's open. 250. 260. 250, 60, and 270, going to be 80, going to get 90, going to be 3, going to be 10, going to be 20, going to be 20, 30, and 320, 30, and 320, 30, going to get 3, 30, going to be 30, going to get 30, going to get 30, Jerry, 320, 11. Was she open, wasn't she? They already had theirs. Did you? What's her story? 4 and open. $2. $2.05 and $2.05. Bit of 5 and a half. 5. Bit of 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 5. $1.50. $1.55 and 55 and 55. 55. 55. 60. 5. 70. 75. 80. 5. 85. 85 here. 85. 5 here. 85 here. So 180. Jerry 11. Spotters that you might. I said, well, you got to pay them. She goes, okay, we'll pay them. Pay them.
Oh, I thought you said we got to pay them.
So I got Coy and Shade Tree. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
It's Catholic.
Can't. I said, now I might drink, but I won't get just plumb tore up. I promise you. Said that before. Here's some 9-year-old cows, I believe. 8 and 9-year-olds, 3 to 5 months bred. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 here 1 and 2,100 here 1 and 2 and 2,100 200 here 2 3 and 3 we get 4 and 24 to hand 24 to hand 2,500 here 550 and 600 and 2,600 here 5 of the going to be 26 and 2,600 here 5 of the going to be 2,600 and 25 of the going to be 2,600 here 5 of the going to be 2,600. Chris 25 and a half on 55. Saturday, right after that sale. Orlando. Nine and 10, 3 months bred. 2,000, 2,100, and 2,100, here, 1, and 2,100, here, 1, here, 21, top 1, and 2,100, here, 1, here, 17 and a half, 18, and 17 and a half, 1,800, here, 1,850, 18 and a half, here, 18 and a half, here, going to be 19, and 1950, now 2, and 2,000, here, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 2,000, and 2,000, here, going to get 2,001, and 2,100, here, 1, here, 1, here, Chris, 2,000 on nothing. 135 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 37 and a half, 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half. Going to be 37 and 40 and half, 40, 40, 40. You get 40, you get 40, you get 47 and a half, 40 and half, 40, 43. You get 40, you get 40, you get 40. Going to be 40 here and hand 2 and a half and 45 and 45, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and 50 and half, 50, 50, 50 and half, 50 and half, 50 and dollar 50 pound half, 50, you get 50, you get 50, you get 50, you get 50 here, Jerry. 147 and a half on 2. 135 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 37 and a half, 35, 37, 50 and 30. 37 and a half. Going to be 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 40 and half, 42 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. Going to get 2 and a half, 5 and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45 and 45 here. 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 47, 50 and 40. Going to get 7 and a half. Going to be 40. Going to get 7 and a half here. So 145. Jerry 5. A little heifer calf. Kelsey, you got 1,000? I told you to go see your banker next week and get more money. You got 500? Yeah, 550. 600. Now half. Now 7. Now half. Now 8. Now half. 850. Kelsey, $800. There you go, Kelsey.
Okay, this
Comes another little calf. $500, $550, $600. Now half. Now 7. Now half. Now 8. Now half. Now 9. Now half. $950. Sold $900. Kelsey.
Kelsey.
They're getting used to it, aren't you? Yeah. Getting used to it. Don't look at it. Huh? Well, you're used to them bringing 200-300 for these baby calves. They've got them way higher.
185, 185, 85 here, good to 85 there, good to 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, 75, 750, and 77, good to 82 and a half here, 81, 3, 83, 5, 85 here, 87 here, 85, 87, 9, 89 here, 89 here, good to 7, go 9, 89 here, good to 7, 9, good to 87, bit of 9 here, 88, 9, 89, yep, sold, 188, Doug 7.
Yeah, I don't really care for it. Looks like a little mini. Yearling bull? You got $2? I already took it right ahead of you. You got to be 205. 210, 15, 20, 5, 30, and 5, and 35, 42, 45, and 45, 50, you get 250, and 45, 59, 59, 50, 250, and 45, you get 50, you get 59, 50, 45, 53, you get 50, both out, 250, and 45, 50, you get 50, you get 50, you get 50, you get 50 here, Jerry, 245 on 10.
Said Jerry 10.
Neither one of you Mexicans can handle Jerry 9. I think he's saying something bad too. Yeah, they are. And not in English either.
$165, and 65, and 75, 75, 75, 72 and a half, 75, 75, 750 now, 80 there, 82 and a half, 81, 81 here, 83, 84, 83, 84 here, 5, 85, 8600 here, 87 here, 88 here, 89, 90, and 90, 90, 89, 90 here, 190, 190, 190 here, 1, and 91, 2, 92, 3, 3, 4, and 94, and 93, 4, and 93, 4, Cabinet Bull, 193.
Tim who?
$1.50. 55, 65, and has a good tire out, 65, 7.5, and has 7.5, 70, 70, 70, 250, and 72 and a half, 71, and 71, 71, 2, 71, 2, 71, 2, and 72, 2, 3, and 72, 3, and 4, 73, 74, 73, 4, 5, and 75, 75, 6, 75, 6, 7, and 77, 78, and 78, and 9, and 9, 80, good to be 89, good to be 89, good to be 80, now 80, and 9, good to be 80 here, sold a bull, 179 D Bull X. $1.50, $1.30, $1. 105, 10, 15, 20, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 20, 15, 25, and 25, 30, 30, and half 5, 35, 35, half 40, 140, 140, and 35, 40, 40, 35, and 40, and 35, 40, 40, 40, 40, 35, 40, 40 here, going to be 40 here, sold 135, Chris 10X.
What about him? You're a, my goodness. Are you sounds familiar. $2. $1.85. $1.85 there. Going to be 87. Going to be 90. Going to get 2 and a half. 95. 97. 97. Going to be 2. And 202 and a half. Going to be 3 and a half. What about the 1? 201. And now 2. What are 202? Going to be 2 3. Going to be 3 and 202 3 4. And now 4 here. 5 and 5 here. $6. And 6 here. 5. Going to be 6 here. 5. Going to be 206 and 205. 206 here. 5. Going to be 6. D bull 205. People like you know, Paula. $2. Amos coming tomorrow. $1.50. $1.55. 60. 5. 70. 5. 80. 5. 90. 5. 195. $2. Jerry, 195. 10. $1.05 and 105. Going to get 5. Going to be 105. Going to get 5. Going to get 5. 105. 105. 105. 105. 105. And $1.05 and $100.05 here. Going to be $100.05 here. Going to be 105 and 10 here. 10. 15 and 50. 50. 15. 20. 21. 21. 21. 25 and 25. 25. 25 here. 5 here. 5 here. So 120. Yes. 3. Is he really yours? You know, it doesn't really surprise me if he was yours. I mean, that's the thing about it. You know. $2. $2 to 1 and 2 1 and 2 to 1 here 1 here 201 and 201 here 190 and 190 here 91 3 and 93 3 5 and 95 95 95 5 7 here 7 7 7 9 and 99 99 2 and 99 group 2 99 2 here 99 group 201 and 201 here 2 202 group 2 now 2 and now 2 group 1 2 3 and 3 group 3 4 here 5 6 quarter and 6 7 8 now hey now 9 group 2 and 9 and 9 here sold 208 Cavernous bull 208. Pretty good little show bull, isn't he? $2. $2.05 and $2.05. We get 5 here. 5 205 and 205. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5 and 10. Good with 10. 15. Good with 20. We get 5. 225. 225. 35 and 35 40 and 40 35 40 and 35 40 35. We get 45. 245. Now 45 and 45 here. 45 45 45 45 45 50. 250 now 50 and 45 50 and 50 50 50. We get 50. We get 50. We get 50 here. Showtime 245 bull. Pretty good little bull. See who he belongs to. 7564, please. Who do I sound like? Greg Walker from down at Tuttle. Yep. Good bull. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 35, and 37 and a half, and 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 40, and now 40, we get 40, going to be 40 and a half, 40, you get 40, Doug, 102 and a half, 5, and 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 40, 50, and now 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55 here, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57, 50, and now 60 here, 160, and 62 and a half, bit of 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, bit of 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 5 here. 5 here. Chris, 162 and a half, 10X.
That Chris 10X.
Yep, $2 a pound, 205 and 210, 15, group of 20, to get 5, group of 30, to get 5, group of 40, 245, 50, and 5, and now 60, now 5, 270, get 5, 280, get 5, 90, and 295, to get 3, and now 5, group of 305, and 305, to get 305, and $3.05, to get 5, and 5, group of 305, now 5, to get 5, to get 5 here, Antone, $3.
Antonio.
Is he really yours, Antone? Where'd he come from?
It's come from France.
France? $1.50. We might get a little bit of money if you jump on him. You want to try? No. Hold your gate. Hold your gate. Hold your gate. Let him back. Huh? Yeah. We ain't even started selling them yet. We've been talking about him. He's a 6-year-old bull. You can pet all over him. You can almost ride him, he said.
He can ride and follow the truck everywhere.
How many beers it take to get the nerves to get on him? That's what I'm wondering.
What's his name? He's gentle looking.
Has he got a name? Pancho. $1.50. Let's sell him. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, about 62 and a half, 5, and 7 and a half, 72 and a half, 75, 75, 75, 75, 750, 80, 82 and a half, good with 2 and a half, 5, 85, good with 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 87 and a half, 87 and 90, good with 192 and a half, good 2 and a half, 5, 95, 95, 95, 95, good 95, good 95, good 95, good 195. Anything else we need to know about him? Sold 192 and a half, Cabinets Bull 9. Probably wasn't.
Thank you for advertising that bull, Antonio.
Paula's bull. That's more like it. 155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 62 and a half, 2 and a half, 65, 65, 7 and a half, 70, 70, and now 70, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 73, 75, and 73, 75, and 77, 75, 77, 77, and 9, and 77, good to be $9, 77, down, high, good to be 80, and high, good to be 83, 9, now 80, and high, 80, good to be 9, 80, good to be 9, good to be 80, here, sold 179, Chris, 10X. $55, 55, you give out 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 60, and 55, 60 here, half, 60, and 55, 60 here, 60, and 55, 60 here, 55, 60, 55, 62 and a half, down 2 and a half, 5, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, and 65, dug your ass, 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 7 and a half, 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 going to be 67.50, and 67 and a half here, half here, Chris, 165, 10x.
Chris 10X.
Mark, you done? Oh, yeah. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 60, and 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, you're going to be 170, you get 2 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 750, and 77, going to be 85, 85, 90 here, 190, 190, 190 here, 185, 95, and 95, 2, and 95, you get 2 and a half, 5, and 2, 10, you're going to be 210, you get 15, 20, and 220, you're going to be 20, 20, you're going to be 220, and 20, 20, you're going to be 20, you get 20 here, so 215, Chris 9, pin them with the 8 X's.
9 and 10 with the 8 X's.
Is it? That's it? Jeez. Down $9 when I saw it. I said, just turn it off. Here's a little 3-year-old guy. She's 6 months bred. 1,500. 15 and a half, 15 and a half here, have and a half here, have and a half here. You're going to be 15. Somebody little project for somebody. 15. Did you get it? 15 and a half, and 15 and a half, 16, and 16, 17, 17, 18, 1800, 17, 18, 1800 here. You're going to be 18. What about you guys up here? 1800, 1800, 1800. It's Jesus, 1700.
Jesus.
Trent, is that you? What's up, man? You leaving? Okay. Okay.
Did he leave?
No.
Oh.
$55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 60, and a half, 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, 5, and you get 5, 7 and a half, 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 67 and a half, and 67 and a half, 70, you get 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 72.50, and 70, you get 2 and a half, going to be 70, you get 2 and a half here, Kyle, 172.1.
Kyle 2. 21. Kyle 21.
5-year-old daughter, 50. 155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 5, 70, 170, and 70, 75, and 75, 80, 81, 81, 81, 75, 80, and 75, 80, 80 here, 80 here, 80 here, so 175, Chris, 3X. 6-year-old here, 55, 55, 57, 57, 7, 7, 7, 60, and down 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, you get 2 and a 5, and you get 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7, 70, you're going to be 70, you get 2 and a half, 75, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, and 75, Kyle Jabid, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half here, you're going to be 77 and a half here, now 80, 180, 180, 2 and a half, 85, 85, 85 here, 85, 85 here, 85 here. Ricardo, 182 and a half.
So Ricardo.
5 5 years and 2 months here, 1,500. 15 and a half, 15 and a half here, half and a half here, going to be 16, 17, 18, 18, 17, 18, 18, 19, 2, and 2,000 here, 1, and 21, 21, 2, 2, 3, and half, 3, 4 here, 500 here, 5, and 2,500, and 2,500 here, 5 here, 5 here, Chris, 2,400, 3X. Chris, 3X. 10 years and 7 months, 2,100, and 2,100, here, 1, and 2,100, here, 1, here, 1, here, 1, and 2, we get 2, we get 3, we get 4, we get 5, going to be 600, and 6, 7, 7, 800, and now we get 9, 20, 900, and 20, here, get 900, here, we get 9, we get 9, 3, and 3,000, and 3,000, and 25, we get 3,000, going to be 25, we get 3,000, WW, 2,900.
Did you see the end, Ricardo?
150. It's usually about how it usually is. Start with 200, sell for 2 hours, and we're like got 150 left. $55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 60, and down to 2, with half 5, 65, 7, 70, and now 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, that's 167 and a half, 2. What's your high selling cow?
That's 2. That's 911.
70. What was the last one? 70. Wasn't it like 72 or 74? 72. One cow kind of like 80, but didn't know she was a heifer cow. About 40. I mean, better than I thought it was going to be. 7 years, 6 months, 2,100, and 2,100, 2,100, 2,100, and 2,100, 1,500 and a half, and 15 and a half, half, and a half, 16, half, and half, 17, and 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 18, 18 and a half, 19 and a half, and 1950, and 19 and a half, 2,001, and 2,100, 1 you give on, now 2, 2, 3, and 3, 4, and 24, 5, and 2,600, and 25, 50, and 25 and a half here, 5 and a half, going to be 25 and a half, going to be 25 and a half, going to be 25, going to be half, sold her 2,500 hand tone, 25.
Antonio, 25.
4 years, and she's 7 months, guys. 2,500, 25, 25, and 25, 25, 2,500, 5, 750, and 25, 6, and 25, going to be 2,600, 6, 7, and 7, and 20, and 9, 3, and 1, and 32, 31, 2, 31, 2, 31, 2, and 3, and 33, 33, 34, 34, 34, 5, and 35, 6, and 35, going to be 36, 7, and 7, 7, 800, and 37, 8, and 9, going to be 39, going to be 38, you get 9, and 39, going to be 9, going to be 9, 38, and 9, here, WW, 3,800.
WW.
8 years, she's 4 months. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2,100 and 2,100, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 2,500, 4, not 5 and 25 and 5 here, 5 here, 5, you get 5 here, sold her 2,400. Ricardo.
So Ricardo.
10 years and 8 months, 2,100 and 21 and 2,100, 21 and 21, 21 and 21, 2, 3, we get 4, we get 5, going to be 600, 7 and 27 of 8, 27 of 8, we get 9 and 28, 9, 3 and 1 and 3,100, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, we get 2, WW, 3,100. Dollar bid 105 and 105 here. Good to 105. Good to get 5. 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 Good to get 5 and 10. Good to be 110, 15, 115 and 10 and 15, 20 and 25 here. 125 here. 125 and 25 here. 5 here. 125 and 25 here. That's 120 on 3.
That's 3.
5 years and 5 months, 2100 and 21 and 2100, 1 2 and 21 we get 3, we get 4, we get 5, we get 607. Now hey and 27 we get 9, and 9 you get 9, 20 hey we get 9, 20 hey we get 9, 29 3 and 1 and 30 down 2, we get 2, we get 33, 33, 34, 35, 35 7 and 39, 39, 39 9 and 37 good 9, good 37, good 9, 37, good 9. So 3700 Chris 3. Nice cow.
Chris 3.
Nice count. 2 and open. 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, $2 a pound, 205, and 205, 5 and 10, good with 10 now, 20 now, 30, 230, 240, 230, 40, and 30, 40, and 230, 40, we get 230, 40, we get 230, 40, 40, 50, and 250, 60, 70, 280, 270, give 80, Jerry, 270, 11.
Said Jerry 11.
$1.65, and get it hot, has it get it 7.5, 70, we get 72 and a half, 75, 75, 50, and 77 and a half, and 77 and a half here, going to be 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half, so at 175, cabinets 3.
The cab 3.
175. That's what I was doing. 35, and 35, you got 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 37.50, and half 40, we get 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, we get 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, and 57 and a half, 57 and a half, took him right ahead of you, Ty. 57 and a half, give me 6, 7, 57. Cabinets 156, 10.
The cab 10.
$135, and 35, you about 35, 35, 35, 35, 5, here, 35, and 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, going to be 37.50, and 37 and a half, here, half, here, 40 and a half, 42 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 42.50, and 42 and a half, here, a bit of a 2 and a half, here, this, 140 on 9.
That's 9.
5 years and she's 4 months bred. Who give 1,500? 15, 16, and 15 and a half, and 15 and a half here, half and a half here, 16 and a half here, 17 and a half, 18, 18, 18 and a half here, 19 and 19 and a half, now 2, and 2001, and 21, 2, 2, 3, and 23, 24, 25, 25, 600, and 26, 7, and 7, and 6, 7, and 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 26, 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, sold her 2,600 and tone, 2.5.
Antonio 25.
Clay, how's lid? She ready to come back to work? Not yet. I know Paula sure is ready. $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57.50, and 60, now 5, and 65, good to be 70, good to be 5, good to be 80, good to be 5, good to be 90, good to be 5, good to be 2, good to be 5, good to be 10, 15, and 20, and 220, and 5, and 220, 30, and 230, 230, 230, 230, 230, 230, yeah, 5, 235, 40, 245, 250, 245, 50, 245, 50, 250. Sold 245, Chris 3. Ouch. Dollar. 105 and 105, bit of 5, 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 105 and 100 out of 5 here, good 110, good to be 110, bit of 15, good to be 115, not 20, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25 here, 5 here, good to be 125, you 25 here, 5, good to be 20, 5 here, 5, 30, and 30, you get 5, and 35 here, 35 there, 35, bit of 35, bit of 35, bit of 35 here, so 130, Ricardo. Yep. 135 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37, 50 and a half, 40, you get 40, you get 2 and a half, 45 and 45 here, 45, 45, 45, 45, you get 5 and 45 here, 5, 45, 45 here, cabinets 142 and a half, 3. Smells. As soon as she gets in, get her out. We don't like to stink when we leave here, do we?
I'm ready when you are.
Place. Starter, Antone. Nothing. Penny a pound. 2 cents. 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, 5, 40, 5, 50, 5, 60. 60 cents a pound. Yes, 55, 1, X. 6 by 5. 6 years, 5 months, 2,100 and 21, and 2,100, and 2,100, and 21. She crippled, 2,100 and 21, and 2,100, 2,100, little post legged, 1,500. Now half, 15 and a half, 16, now half, now 17, now half, 18, half, 19, half, 2, 2,000, 50, 1, 2,100, half, 2, 2,200, 20, you get 200, now half, now 3, now 4, now 5, 2,500, sold her 2,400, S7. $10 years and 6 months, 2,100 and 20. Oh, 4 by 6. Even better, 3,000. 4 by 6, 3,000, 3,100, and 3,100, 1, and 3,100, and 3,100, down to 2, 3, 33, 34, 34, 34, now 5 here, 35, 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 34, now 5, and 600, and 35, 50, and 35 of a fan, 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 going to be 35 of a fan, going to be 35 of a fan here, WW, 3,500 on number 3, WW3. Out. 3-year-old, $2. 210 and 210, 20, going to be 210, 20, and 210, 20, going to be 210, 20, going to be 210, 20, 30, going to get 230, 40, going to be 235, 40, and 45, and 45, 45, 45, 45, and 245 here, 5 here, 45 here, 5 here, Antone, 240, Preger.
Antonio and Preger.
Nose is leaking. $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57, 50, and 57 and a half, 57, about 62 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 2 and a half, 3, and 2 and a half, 3, and 2 and a half, $3, yes, 162 and a half, 3.
S3. Okay.
There's a man that got all the rain. Better share some of it. Got 4 inches, he said. How much? 4. How much? I know it. 5 by 2, 2100, 21, yeah, 2100, 21, 21, and 21, and now 2, going to be 2, going to get 3, going to get 3, going to get 4, going to get 4, going to get 5, going to get 5, going to be 6, 7, and 7, 800, now 2800. Jesus out, 2800, 2800. Chris, 27 on 3. It's supposed to rain tomorrow?
Chris, 3. I know. You know how the weathermen, when they tell you it's going to snow or whatever it does, they say, we tried to tell you it'll be so snowy. It's fair. But when they miss this rain, they don't ever say, we told you it's going to rain. And they didn't do it. I don't know what Paul say. Are you going to tell us you told us it's going to rain? I just do it. We got about
What is she, fellas? 5 years old. She's 5 months bred. Who get 5,000? She weighs a ton, don't she? 35 and 3,500 and 35. You hold you get 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 3,500, 3,000, 3,100 and 31 and 3,100. Here, here, going to be 3,001 and 3,100. Sold her 3,000 Cerber, 3,000 Cerber.
be a server.
How much you weigh?
1665.
About $1.90 a pound. Yeah. 125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 30, and 25, 30, and 25, you get 30, and 25, you get 30, 125, you get 35, and 35, 40, you get 40, and 40, and 35, 40, you get 40, 35, 45, 45, 50, you get 50, now 50, 45, 50, now 5, and 55, you get 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, and 65 here, 5 here, 5 here, sold 160, Ricardo.
Ricardo.
10 by 6, just a little bit gimpy. 2,100 and 21, and 2,100, 21, 22, and 22, and 23, and 23, and 23, 4, and 24, jiggy 4, now 5, and 25, 600, and 25, going to be 26, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, here, going to be 27, 28, and 27, going to be 2,800, now 9, and now 9, here, 9, here, now 9, here, 20, here, 9. WW 2,800 on 3.
WW3. This is the last one you told me, Ricardo. I started saying
10 years, 7 months bred, 3,000. 3,000, able to get 3, and 3,000, able to get 3, 1, and 3,100, here, going to be 3,100, and 3,100, here, going to be 31, 2, now 3, 30, able to get 3, 30, able to get 3, 30, able to get 3, 4, sold 3,300, S7. Well, here, 35, and 35, you go 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, here, 5 here, 5 here, you're going to be 135, 40, and 35, 45, and 45, you get 50, you get 55, 55, 60, and now 5, 65, 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, here, 5 here, sold 160, Kyle 21.
Kyle 21.
Five-year-old cows, $2. 205 and 205, you get 5, 5 here, 5 here, $1.55 and 55 and 55, you get 55, 60, 5, and now 70, 170, 170, 170, 170, 165, 70, and 5, and 75, 75 here, 175, and 75 here, 175 here, 175 here, Kyle, 170, 21.
Kyle 21.
55, 55, 55, 55, 75, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 60, 2.5, and half high, 7, 67, 50, and half 7, 7, going to be 67 and a half, and 67 and a half here, 165, 2. That's all? Well, Trent, you got here just in time.
Oh, do we got a yard out there? I do, yeah. Yeah, okay, we'll take it. That one's getting ready. You say you're ready for it? Yep, I'm ready. Who we selling this for?
Andy. Something for Jerry, because I said they're all crippled, remember?
Jerry too.
Yep. $125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 30, and 25, 30, 125, 30, 25, 30, 25, going to be 30, and 25, 30, 125, going to be 30, 30, going to be 30, 30, going to be 30, here's on 125, S3. Well, that's it, guys. You have a good rest of your Monday afternoon. Yes.
What's the name?
Okay. Hey, we might have some more, you're saying? Better go see. All right, we'll go check it out.
Well, now they're saying we may have a couple of words. We're gonna go check and see. Are they his?
Yeah.
I thought he said
They in your name, Jerry? Yeah. You gonna eat your burrito? How big are they? And they're bred? What do you say? Okay.
Okay, they ain't ran them yet. Okay, thank you. I don't know. I'll try to find that out. It's over.
We'll see on Wednesday. That'll work. Okay, thank you. See you guys. See you tomorrow.